Have you ever just stopped and thought about how wild it is that you can type a sentence into a computer and get a whole video back? I mean, it really does feel like magic. But today, we're going to pull back the curtain and see exactly how it works. We're going to step inside this, let's call it a digital studio, and see how AI turns simple words into these incredible, moving worlds.
So, everything, and I mean everything, starts with something just like this, a text prompt. It's a description of a scene that, maybe only existed in your head a second ago. This sentence, this is our script. It's the very first command we give to the AI.
And right there, that's the billion-dollar question, isn't it? How does an algorithm, a piece of code, understand abstract ideas like majestic or capture the feeling of a sunset, and then somehow weave all of that into a video? Well, that's exactly what we're about to break down.
The official term for this is text-to-video generation. And the most important word on this screen is synthesizes. This isn't about the AI finding old clips of whales and sunsets and just stitching them together. No. This is about creating something completely new, pixel by pixel, from scratch, based purely on the meaning of words.
Okay, to really wrap our heads around this whole thing, let's use an analogy. Let's imagine this AI isn't just one big, mysterious black box. Instead, think of it like a super advanced, hyper-efficient digital animation studio, with a whole team of specialists, each with their own job, all working together to bring our idea to life.
All right, so just like any good studio project, the first thing you need is a plan. So the first stop in our digital studio is the concept department. This is where the AI's first job is to figure out what on earth we're actually asking for. It's all about turning our simple prompt into a super detailed blueprint.
And in our studio, the very first specialist on the job is the concept artist. In the tech world, their job is called text encoding. They take our script, that sentence about the whale, and their goal isn't to draw a picture. Not yet. Their job is to create a rich, incredibly detailed, mathematical description of the scene. This is the master plan for the entire video.
And they do this in two main steps. First up is tokenization, which is just a fancy way of saying the AI breaks our sentence down into its key pieces, words like majestic, whale, and swimming. Then comes the really cool part, embedding. It figures out what these words mean together. It knows a whale is a huge animal, it knows swimming is a type of motion, and it understands the vibe of sunset. This whole process turns our simple sentence into that complex, mathematical blueprint for the animators.
Okay, blueprint in hand, we are heading to the main animation floor. This is where the real visual magic starts to happen. This is where those abstract ideas from the blueprint get turned into actual moving images.
And this really gets at the fundamental difference here. Think about it. A camera just captures light that already exists in the real world. This AI, it doesn't capture anything. It synthesizes reality. It builds it from the ground up, based on all the patterns it's learned from looking at millions and millions of other videos.
Now let's meet the star of the show, the diffusion model. In our studio, this is the lead animator, maybe a digital sculptor. Its job is to take that mathematical blueprint from the concept artist and use it as a guide to sculpt the final video out of something you'd probably never expect.
This is the part I find absolutely mind-blowing. The animator doesn't start with a blank canvas or a clean slate. It starts with a screen full of pure, random static. It looks just like an old TV when the signal goes out. This total chaos is the raw clay from which our beautiful scene is about to be sculpted.
So here's where it all happens. Guided by that blueprint that's screaming majestic whale and sunset, the diffusion model starts to clean up the static. It's an amazing process of reverse engineering chaos. It methodically removes the noise, step by step, in a way that perfectly aligns with our prompt. And slowly but surely, the shape of a whale and the warm colors of a sunset begin to emerge from that mess. But hold on. Creating one beautiful picture is one thing, but creating a video where things actually move believably and stay consistent, that is a whole other level of difficulty. And that's where our next specialist comes in, the continuity supervisor.
The secret sauce for this is a technique called spatio-temporal attention. Yeah, I know, it's a mouthful, but the idea behind it is actually pretty simple. Spatio is just about space, where things are in the picture. And temporal is about time, how they change from one frame to the next. It's the AI's ability to pay attention to both of those things at the exact same time.
So just think of it like a checklist for our continuity supervisor. It's constantly asking itself, okay, does the whale in frame 10 look like the exact same whale from frame 1?
That's object identity. Next, is its movement fluid or is it all jerky and weird? And finally, as the whale moves, does the light from the sunset hit it in a way that makes physical sense? This incredible attention to detail is what makes a video feel real instead of just a glitchy mess. So, the video is generated, the continuity looks great, but it's still kind of in a raw, technical format. It's not quite ready for us to watch. So it's time for the final stop on our tour, the post-production department, where the AI adds that last layer of polish.
And this workflow has three main jobs. First, a special kind of decoder translates all that abstract data into the actual pixels we can see on a screen. Then, other models get to work upscaling it, bumping up the resolution to make it look sharp and high def. And finally, a few last-minute tweaks are made, smoothing out the motion and correcting the colors to get that perfect, polished look.
So here it is, our entire digital studio, all laid out in one place. You can see how our analogy maps perfectly to the real tech. The concept artist is the text encoder. The lead animator is that amazing diffusion model. The continuity supervisor is spatial temporal attention. And the post-production team handles the final decoding and upscaling. It's a full pipeline, from a simple idea all the way to a finished video. You know, if you take just one thing away today, let it be this. Text-to-video AI isn't just a single piece of tech. It's a powerful fusion of two totally different, incredible capabilities. An AI that has a deep, nuanced understanding of human language, and a completely different AI that can generate unbelievably realistic visuals from nothing but data. And that really just leaves us with a final, fascinating thought to chew on. For, 100 years? Making videos and animation required huge teams, massive budgets, and years of specialized skills. Now, that entire studio, the whole shebang, is being shrunk down to fit on a microchip. So what does that mean for creativity? When the only thing stopping you from making a movie is the limit of your own imagination, who gets to be a creator? Pretty amazing stuff to think about.